Republic, you have to check in at one of the ports of entries, and then from that first port of entry, you have to get a despacho, which declares your next port of entry, and you can only get off the boat in that specific port of entry.
You can only get off the boat after you get to the port of entry that you declared after you checked in there. And the people who give you the despacho are like the Navy, the Dominican Republic Navy. I think they call them Casa Guardia. You can only leave a port and get your despacho between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So like when we were ready to leave, we wanted to leave after 6 p.m., but you're not allowed. You can only leave at 6 p.m. supposedly.
And where we were, we had to let them know by 3 p.m. whether we were leaving that night or the next morning.
So we let them know by 3 p.m. that we wanted to leave the next morning. I talked to customs first, and we checked out the marina, and then at 6 a.m. the Navy guys came over to the boat, and I assigned 2 things, and they gave us our despacho.
And it doesn't cost any money, or it shouldn't, to get your next despacho. It costs money to clear in your first time, but after that, you shouldn't have to pay anything. In the book I've been reading, it says if you get boarded at one of the anchorages and they look at your despacho, you might want to give them maybe some pesos or some rum or something, just to... It's not a bribe, as a payment for doing their job for the Dominican Republic Navy. Anything else?
I just want to clarify one more thing with this whole despacho thing. So you are able to stop at the anchorages in between your ports of entry, but only to rest or wait for weather, and you're not allowed to get off the boat. If you stop, you can expect to be boarded by a Navy officer or a commodore just to check you out and see what you're doing. If you just tell them you're resting for a few hours or waiting for weather, then you should be okay. The despacho thing in the Dominican Republic is pretty different to anything we've ever ran into before, and we were a little confused about it. But as we cruised around, we learned the process and thought we'd share it with you. So hopefully this helps clarify a little bit about the despacho thing in the Dominican Republic. And yeah, comment below if you have anything to add, any questions, or any experiences as you cruise through the Dominican Republic.